So, welcome back to Therapeutic Yoga for Kaplan University through HR Wellness. And so happy to be back for another wonderful term of sharing yoga with you at the lunch hour. So just starting by bending the knees and feeling the legs and feet. And you might want to have the feet a little bit apart, track the knees over the second toes. And then inhale, bringing the arms up. And exhale, center. And you can make a ha sound. Just keep that going. See, that is in the wrong place. I'm just going to change my light. Sorry. Seems to be showing up there a bit. Okay, that looks better. Inhale. Exhale. So today we're going to focus on legs and feet. And some upper back work. Now see if you can bend a little bit more. That's okay in the knees. When you inhale, can you pull up on the kneecaps and exhale, bend, tracking the knees over the second toes. Try to weight evenly on both feet. And then moving into a side bend, exhale, side. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. That top arm can be straight or you can bend it slightly, has a different effect. And you can push the opposite hip out, you can feel into the rib cage. I'm trying to breathe through the nose, otherwise you can keep that exhale through the mouth. Or if you can, bring it into nostril breathing. And last round. All right, now we're going to move into some rotations. So inhale here and exhale, turn to your left and bend your knees and look behind. Inhale, so this is getting into neck and shoulders. I haven't done this for a while, and also it's getting into legs and feet. You can feel the knees, you can feel the feet. Now really try to focus on drawing the belly in as you exhale. Pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. And last round. And exhale, hands at the heart, hands down. Inhale, arms coming up at the sides. Exhale, twist to your right. Now, if you can bring the hips with you, or if you can, keep the hips forward and just twist the upper body. Gets into the neck and shoulders, but more inhale, shoulder blades together. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, and bending that top arm. Keep the hips going the opposite direction so that right hip coming forward as you twist right. Inhale, center, shoulder blades together. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. And notice if there's one side you can twist better to than the other. Exhaling, twisting. Inhale, untwist last time. And exhale, release, and that's also strengthening for the shoulders. Going into our first four, then we have a chair today. I asked everyone to get a chair. You're going to bring your left foot forward, your right foot back, and just make sure you're at a place where you can do your forward bend. Now that back foot, we've got the chair for more stability. That back foot, if you can even make it parallel, if you can do that. Inhale here and exhale, forward fold, and try to stretch that front leg and back leg. Inhale, and on the inhale, you can look up if that's okay on the neck or just straight. Exhale, bring your chin in as you draw your belly in and come forward. So a slight different variation than sometimes we do. You might be able to bring that back foot further back and just see, you get a bit more stretch in the front leg and back leg. And then from here, you're going to stay in your forward bend and breathe here. You want to be close enough so you get your forehead on the chair and your hands down. If that doesn't work for you, you can bend the front knee, or you can have your arms straight in this position. And just breathing here. Great stretch for the legs, for the back. And also relaxing for the mind, even that little pressure on the chair. Inhale, coming up. You can soothe the brain, the prefrontal cortex. Exhale, coming back. Downward facing dog, using the chair. If this is too much on the shoulders, just come more in this position. But if you can, your arms forward. In this position, inhale, look up. So this is neck and shoulders, and exhale, come back. You can bend the knees, or you can keep them straight. So decide which one's going to benefit you more. You might be able to step back further. So this is a great one for getting into the shoulders. We're also focusing on the legs and feet. Start to exhale before you start to move and really draw that belly in. And last time. Okay, stepping forward. So at the end of the class, we'll remove the chair and do a full downward facing dog, but that's a bit of a warm up, and I love that one for the upper back. So we're going to do our chair lunges. We haven't done these in a while. I created these for lower back issues to be able to do lunges in a slightly different way with a chair. Feels a bit different. You could put a mat on top of the chair if you feel it's a little bit slippery for you. If you feel safe, you can come forward like this. Now that back foot, it can be turned out, or if you can, make it parallel to the front. And then see if you can lunge. I'm holding the back of the chair or the wall. And then exhale, you're going to bend your back knee and get into the thigh. Inhale, straighten the leg, the back leg, and then exhale, straighten the front leg. Leave your hands at the back of the chair or bring to the seat of the chair, getting into the calves and the hamstrings. All right, so this is a pretty intense version. Make it easier by just going back and forth like this, for example. I think you guys here today will be able to do this. Inhale here, exhale, bend the back knee and feel that hip, that right hip drop. I've got my left leg up here, the right hip dropping down. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, straighten the front leg, press back, maybe bring the toes towards the nose. You can do this or bring your hands to the seat of the chair. Inhale. So this one, I think everyone who is athletic should do lunges quite regularly because it really helps with the lower back, the hips, the knees. Inhale, extend that back leg. Exhale, forward bend. And last time, inhale, lunge. Now you can bring your arms up if you want. It's even more intense. Exhale, bend the back knee. Bring your hands down to the back of the chair. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, forward bend, hands on the back of the chair or to the seat of the chair. Now stay here and breathe. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex the toes towards the nose. Now in this position, you might find it helpful to move more to one side to stretch, for example, the inner thigh, or the other side to stretch the back hip. So you can play with that a bit, or just stay center. Inhale, point, exhale, flex. This is working with the plantar fasciitis issues. Some of you have just pointing and flexing those feet, warming up that fascia. The foot that's down is working quite a bit. Hopefully it's okay. When you're ready, coming out of the pose with care, just be a little careful, just stand up, bring that leg down, and we're going to do the other side. So hope this is one you'll take away from class rather. And you can do this on a park bench when you're in Vancouver wandering around. So many beautiful spaces in Vancouver, North Vancouver, to work and play on. Inhale, coming forward so the back foot parallel to the front. So just finding that stretch in the back leg. So that might be your pose, and then exhale, release. So you might just do that. You might just want to play with that and keep that heel down. So that might be your pose. Or you take it into a lunge and go more into the hip and the knee. And bring the front knee can go as far forward as the front toes. Exhale, bend the back knee. I'm going to hold the back of the chair, the seat of the chair as I do that. Inhale, extend that back leg. Exhale, forward bend. And maybe stretching the front leg. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, bend the back knee. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, forward bend, stretch back. You can just go to here, all the way back. For the last three, if you want, you can add the arms. Inhale, lunge, hands on the wall or up to the sky. Exhale, bend, hands on the back of the chair or seat of the chair. Inhale, extend, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Two more times. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, bend, back knee. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, forward bend. Last time, inhale, lunge. Exhale, bend, back knee. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, forward bend. And you can stay here. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex the toes, or just stay here. It's too intense. You can do this with the hands at the back of the chair. Well, that actually can be more intense. Depends, but it does give you more support. I'm just going to do it with one arm extended. That feels good in my body. Just working those feet, those legs, and release. Coming up, taking that leg back, it's a fair amount of work, and coming again to your chair, downward facing dog. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking forward. If you want, you can come all the way to upward facing dog. You can hold the sides of the chair, but it's okay on the wrists. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Lift away from the chair. Scoop the hips forward, shoulders back. Exhale, back. Inhale. Scooping the hips forward, lift away from the chair, coming forward, lift the chin last. Exhale, chin in, pelvic floor in, come back. And stay here and breathe. And release. Okay, we're making good time. So we're going to remove that chair and work a little bit in different ways. I'm not working you too hard, your first class back. So we're just going to stretch those calves a bit more and then go to downward facing dog and go a bit further. So we're focusing on legs and feet and some plantar fasciitis injuries. Bringing the leg forward that is your, back, that's your easy side. So whatever leg feels easier, put that one back if you know what that is. And if you don't, just bring your left leg back. So in this position, so I'm at a lunge, we've warmed up for that. My toes are about at the baseboard of my wall. And I've got my back heel parallel to my front heel. So my feet are like on railroad tracks. So inhale here and exhale, bend that back knee. Inhale, straighten, press away from the wall, and exhale, bend. You get very deeply into that plantar fascia at the bottom of the foot, which also runs into the heel and into the calf. That fascia connects that whole line and all the way up the body, it's connected actually. But through the calf in particular. Just keep that going. Exhale, bend. This gets into the soleus, the deeper calf muscle, and then inhale, straighten. That's more the gastrocnemius, the bigger calf muscle. So it's simple, but pretty intense. And you want to be warmed up before you do that. And then just relax, come forward, forward bend at the wall, just relax here. Hopefully that's relaxing. Step back, wall down dog. Inhale, look up, neck and shoulder work. Exhale, bend the knees, bring chin through. Inhale, look up. It's just some flossing, upper back, neck and shoulders. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. And then bringing the other foot forward. Hopefully you remember which one. So I'm bringing my left foot forward, my right foot is back. This is going to be your hard side. Knee lined up approximately with your ankle. Can be a little bit forward, that's fine. Exhale, bend the back knee and feel the bottom of that back foot. This is the best way I know how to get into the bottom of the foot. Inhale, straighten and press with your hands away from the wall. When you straighten, and you'll even get into the back hip. Exhale, bend the back knee, feel the bottom of the foot, put your attention there. Inhale, straighten, feel the bottom of that back foot and press away from the wall and maybe feel the back hip. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Pressing away from the wall when you straighten. Exhale, bend. Last time. Doing this around 6 times. Inhale, straighten. And come back. Straighten your front leg and just do a forward bend to rest. Roll downward facing dog. Neck, shoulder focus. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looping down. And just look at your feet. You know, if you have one side that's a little tighter than the other, that tight side will tend to inch forward. So mine does that. And that can be functional if you have one leg longer than the other, which I do, you know, that actually can be functional. You can play with your hands being at different heights too. If you've got some imbalances in the shoulders, one shoulder higher than the other, that lower shoulder, you can bring the hand up. So you can play with those things in yoga therapy. You do that. So I'm just showing a bit of a modification here. All right, when you're ready, coming forward, forward bend. And just breathing here. If you like, inhale, look up. Exhale, looping forward. And if it's comfortable, going from here to a downward facing dog, which is one of the best ways I know to get into the calves. So put your weight on that left leg. Exhale, bring the heel down. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, bend the back knee. Inhale, straighten. This is too much. You can just walk the dog. Downward facing dog is not in your practice because of shoulder injuries or wrist injuries. You can simply stretch the calf one at a time in one-legged forward bend that we did earlier. You can do it all the way, just one foot ahead of the other and come forward. And keep the back foot parallel. Switching sides, notice discrepancies between sides. Putting all the weight on one foot. Inhale. Exhale. One more round, switching sides. If it's too much, go into child's pose. Last side. When you're ready, release into child's pose. And ending together. You can sit, or you can stand, or you could just lie down and listen. Or stay in child's pose and listen. Inhale. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace 3 times. Try to do it in one breath. Peace. Namaste. Namaskaram. Thank you very much.